Hello students, and let us now study the anterior triangle of the neck. Now that we have studied the posterior triangle, we have seen the various triangles. Let us now understand the anterior triangle. In the anterior triangle, let us study the muscular triangle. Okay, I'm sure you are clear about the posterior triangle, the contents, the floor, the boundaries of posterior triangle. Okay, so students, let us start with the anterior triangle. Let us start with the muscular triangle. Muscular. Okay, have a look at this slide. Now, muscular triangle, what are the boundaries of the muscular triangle? What's this behind? That's a sternocleidomastoid. What's this in front? That's the midline of the neck. Midline of the neck, right? That's the midline of the neck. And what is this? That's a superior belly of omohyoid. So superior belly of omohyoid, sternocleidomastoid, and the midline of the neck. These muscles are going to form what? The muscular triangle. These are going to form the boundaries of muscular triangle of the neck. Okay, students, let us understand the muscles present here, the muscles in the muscular triangle. There's a muscle which begins from the sternum to the hyoid. That's number one. What is this muscle? From the sternum to the hyoid? Sternohyoid. Sternohyoid. From the sternum to the thyroid. Can you see this muscle? From the sternum to the thyroid. What's that? Sternothyroid. Sternothyroid. From the thyroid to the hyoid. From the thyroid to the hyoid, that's the thyrohyoid muscle. And what is this muscle? Number 4, that's the omohyoid. You remember, students, this omohyoid was dividing the triangle, the posterior triangle, into the the posterior triangle into an occipital triangle and a supraclavicular triangle. Which belly of omohyoid was that? The inferior belly of omohyoid. So this would be the inferior belly, and this is going to be the superior belly of omohyoid. And what is going to cross here like this? The sternocleidomastoid, right? So this becomes the superior belly, that becomes the inferior belly of omohyoid. Fine. So which are the muscles in this muscular triangle? Sternohyoid, sternothyroid, thyrohyoid, and omohyoid. All these muscles are present below the hyoid bone. All these muscles are therefore known as, yes, infrahyoid muscle. These muscles look like a belt. These are therefore known as what? The strap muscles. Clear to all of you? Clear? This is the muscular triangle. Clear with the boundaries of the muscular triangle, the muscles present within the muscular triangle, right? Sternohyoid, sternothyroid, thyrohyoid, and omohyoid. Perfect. Now, what is the, look at this once again. So that's the sternohyoid. This is number 1, sternohyoid. This is number 2, sternothyroid. This is number 3, thyrohyoid. And that's number 4, the omohyoid muscle, omohyoid. Now, students, what is the nerve supply of this muscle? That's a very, very important MCQ for you. The nerve supply of this strap muscles. Now, can you tell me what is this vein? This is a vein deep in the neck. Deep vein in the neck. What's that? Yes, no, not external jugular. External jugular is very superficial. This is the internal jugular vein. Along with the internal jugular vein, there's an artery here. What's this artery here? The internal carotid artery. So internal jugular vein, internal carotid artery, along with them is a nerve here. What's this nerve with them? That's the vagus nerve. Can you see this? Look at this. So that's the internal jugular vein. I'll put this as number 2. That's the vagus nerve here, and that's the internal carotid artery. These three are together enclosed in a sheath. What is this sheath known as? The carotid sheath. Carotid sheath. So what is carotid sheath? Enclose the common and the internal carotid artery, the internal jugular vein, and the vagus nerve. And what lies on the anterior wall of carotid sheath? Students, can you see this loop here? Can you see this U-shaped loop here? This loop is known as the ansa cervicalis. Ansa cervicalis. You can see this. I'll just put arrows for you. Yeah. So this loop is the ansa cervicalis. This ansa cervicalis lies on the carotid sheath. And what is this ansa cervicalis? How it is formed? What it supplies? That's very, very important. Okay, what is ansa cervicalis? Let us start. Let us understand this ansa cervicalis. Fine. I'll just make a slide for you, students. Just have a look here. Okay, just one moment. So that's a nerve which is going to supply the tongue. What is the nerve supplying the tongue? The motor nerve supply of the tongue, that's the hypoglossal nerve. Hypoglossal nerve. This is C1, this is C2, this is C3. These are the ventral rami of C1, C2, C3. Perfect. Now, fibers of C1, fibers of C1, they go with the hypoglossal nerve. The fibers of C1 descend with the hypoglossal nerve. After a short distance, they leave the nerve. That means fibers of C1 are going with the hypoglossal nerve. After a short distance, they leave the nerve as number one. What is this which is going up to supply the meninges? That's the meningeal branch of C1, meningeal branch of C1. So fibers of C1 go with the hypoglossal nerve. After a short distance, they leave the nerve as number one. That's the meningeal branch. So that's the meningeal branch of C1. Second is nerve 2, thyrohyoid. Thyrohyoid and geniohyoid. Thyrohyoid and geniohyoid. So nerve 2, thyrohyoid and geniohyoid. So if you get an MCQ, who supplies the thyrohyoid and geniohyoid, your answer is going to be C1. So the third branch which is given by the C1, this branch is descending down. Okay, this branch is descending down from the hypoglossal nerve. So this is what we call as the descending hypoglossi. Descending hypoglossi, or this is what we call as the superior root of ansa cervicalis. Ansa is a loop formed in the neck, cervix, ansa cervicalis. So ansa cervicalis is basically a loop, and to form this loop we need two nerves. We need two nerves, one nerve coming from here, one nerve coming from here, and joining to form a loop. So which is one nerve that we have got here? That's a descending hypoglossi. See, this has got nothing to do with the hypoglossal nerve. Remember, these are actually the branches of what? C1. These are the branches of C1, but they're descending down from the hypoglossal nerve. They're descending down from the hypoglossal nerve. This is why we call it as a descending hypoglossi. Clear, students? Otherwise, you'll feel descending hypoglossi is a branch of hypoglossal nerve. No, descending hypoglossi are the fibers of C1 which are descending down from the hypoglossal nerve. Clear to all of you? So once again, fibers of C1 accompany the hypoglossal nerve. After a short distance, they leave the nerve as number one. I'll just label this. What is this number one? Meningeal branch. Meningeal branch of C1. Meningeal branch of C1. Second is nerve 2, thyrohyoid and geniohyoid. And the third one is a descending hypoglossi, or it is known as the superior root of ansa cervicalis. So the superior root is formed by C1. Perfect. Clear? Now coming to this C2, C3. Now this C2, C3 joined together, and this C2, C3 is descending down from the cervical part of the spinal cord. This is what we call as the descending cervicalis. Descending cervicalis, or it is known as the inferior root of ansa cervicalis. Inferior root of ansa cervicalis. Clear? So descending cervicalis or the inferior root of ansa cervicalis, how is it formed? C2, C3. Clear? Now this descending cervicalis will come here, and this descending hypoglossi will come here. Okay, descending hypoglossi will come here, and together they join to form this ansa cervicalis. Clear to all of you? So how is the ansa formed? Basically C1, C2, C3. Clear to all of you? The superior root is derived from C1 fibers. The inferior root is derived from C2, C3 fibers. Together they join to form this loop, which is known as ansa cervicalis. And this ansa lies on the anterior wall of carotid sheath. Anterior wall of carotid sheath. Perfect, students. Is this clear? What is ansa cervicalis? How it is formed? Where it lies. Perfect. And what is the ansa cervicalis going to supply? Now, what does it supply? Have a look at this. It supplies this strap muscles. It supplies the strap muscle. So what is this? Sternohyoid, that's nerve to sternohyoid, sternothyroid, inferior belly, and the superior belly of omohyoid. Superior belly of omohyoid. So sternothyroid, inferior belly and superior belly of omohyoid. Okay, clear to all of you? Okay, fine. I hope this is clear to all of you. Clear to all of you? Hmm? So, look here, once again, I'll explain. We are discussing the anterior triangle of the neck. In the anterior triangle, we are discussing the muscular triangle whose boundaries are posteriorly is the sternocleidomastoid, inferiorly is the superior belly of omohyoid, and superiorly is, yes, any guesses? What was that? Any guesses? Okay, I'll show you the slide. One moment, I'll just show you the slide. Look at this once again. So that's the muscular triangle. So what are the boundaries of muscular triangle? Posteriorly is the sternocleidomastoid, anteriorly is the midline of the neck, and superiorly is the superior belly of omohyoid. What are the muscles in the muscular triangle? Number one, sternohyoid, sternothyroid, thyrohyoid, and omohyoid. What is the nerve supply of these muscles? Ansa cervicalis. Once again, how is the ansa cervicalis formed here? How is the ansa cervicalis formed? Once again, I'll just draw this for you. Look, fibers of C1. So this is the hypoglossal nerve here. This is C1, C2, C3. Fibers of C1, they accompany the hypoglossal nerve. After a short distance, they leave the nerve as number one is the meningeal branch. Number two is nerve to thyrohyoid and geniohyoid. And number three is the descending hypoglossi or the superior root of ansa cervicalis. C2, C3 joins together to form the inferior root of ansa cervicalis or descending cervicalis. The inferior root joins with the superior root, and that's the ansa cervicalis. And what are the branches from this ansa cervicalis? That's the nerve to sternohyoid, sternothyroid, the inferior belly, and the superior belly of omohyoid. Clear to all of you? So what is the ansa not supply? Answer this. That's a very, very important MCQ for you students. Ansa cervicalis does not supply. Your answer? Thyrohyoid. The thyrohyoid is supplied not by ansa cervicalis, but it is supplied by the fibers of C1. Fibers of C1. Okay, through the hypoglossal nerve. So fibers of C1 supplies two muscles. One is thyrohyoid and the second one is geniohyoid. Clear, students, about the muscular triangle and the ansa cervicalis? That's a very, very important topic, the ansa cervicalis. Okay, okay. I hope this is clear to all of you. In case of doubts, do get back to me. Thank you. Thank you.